Well, we had a red day, unfortunately. Not happy with myself on the last trade. I'll get into that in a minute, but took 3 trades today. Just wrong. I was just wrong. I made some mistakes. I want to talk through those. Actually, you know what? Let's dive into TradeZilla first, and let's kind of take a look at today. So down $2,000, 33% win rate, 3 trades. Average loser 188, average winner 42 bucks. And again, I was just stupid on the last trade, but the frustration is having $300 loss per account. That was the thing that was upsetting. I was down 120 before the last trade and took a full loss on just a stupid trade. Not really a stupid trade, but the management of the trade was not very good. But anyway, so we gave back the last 2 days, which is a little bit frustrating. I mean, it could be a lot worse. I could have, went on tilt and kept on trading, and I just decided to walk away. Not using any software yet. I am really thinking about getting QuantGuard, just as like maybe setting it for $500 per account, just for that, in case something really bad happens that I don't blow the accounts. I feel like I've got pretty good trade management and the ability to walk away when things are going bad. And this morning, 3 trades in, after that 3rd trade, and I took the full loss, I was like, you know what, I'm done. I'm going to walk away. Yeah, and I wanted to keep trading because I thought maybe I could make it back, but I just decided, you know what, I have to stick to my rules. And I don't do very well when I take more than 2 or 3 trades, it seems. And really, if you look at since July 21st, since I've switched to the 5-minute chart, this is only the 2nd red day. So, I can't be too upset about that. If tomorrow's a nice bounce back green day, then you know what? It's not going to be a big deal. It's just a matter of keeping it in check. So, but anyway, let's talk through the trades themselves and tell you what I did wrong. So the first mistake I made this morning, let me go to the hourly chart here where I'm doing a morning trade plan. So I was looking at this 44,430 area, this bright red line of previous support resistance, and I was looking for that to potentially reject. And I thought if it does, we're probably going to see further downside. I was thinking we're going to have a sideways day on the markets. It just felt that way. We definitely had a sideways day on the Dow Jones. Definitely had a sideways day on the NASDAQ or the Russell. The ES, we had a bit of a push-up day, and the NASDAQ was the same thing as well. We had a pretty strong day, even though the morning session was very ugly, very, very ugly. So that sets the table for where my train of thought was, and then we got to this level. So we got down to this level, and my mistake was getting in here and getting in, not that it was wrong to get in here, but I was in with too much size. I was in with 6 contracts on the first entry, and we had this nasty wick down, took me out. So that was a $150 loss. We then pushed right back up, made this big wick, really the one that took me out, and I just got back in it with 4 contracts, took 2 off. We were pushing higher, and I thought, okay, this is going to push out. And this thing comes all the way back, and I'm out of the trade basically at break even, because this just it just really looked like it was going to fall apart, which it did. And then, so that was a winning trade, like $40 or whatever. And those 2, again, okay, except for that first one, I had too much size. Had I been in with 4 contracts, my stop would have been probably somewhere here. I might have survived that first one and would have ended up with a little bit of a green trade, and we would have been slightly green on the day. Nothing crazy, but we would have been slightly green. So then we get to the 3rd trade, and after we start to break this down, and we were having a big breakdown here on the Dow Jones, we were having it pretty much everywhere. We were seeing a big push to the downside. I think the NASDAQ had a pretty strong push down at that point, and that's what made me jump in short, which was the bad mistake. So when we kind of had a little bit of a retest of this 44,180 level, which was exactly where I took yesterday's trade, I took the short, and we went a little bit, but immediately started to push higher. And I meant to get out around the 180s, 190 area. That was what I was mentally prepared for, is like, I need to just get out when it gets up to this point. And, my mindset was, well, gosh, this didn't work. 2 times I tried to take the long, it didn't work. And we had the big move down, we're retesting, now we're going to fall apart. and we just didn't. We just simply didn't, and I didn't close the trade. And you can see what happened. This candle just continued to push higher, push higher, boom, and I'm out for a max loss, or a full loss, I should say, of $200. So that was frustrating. I was upset with myself that I didn't use proper size on trade 1. Trade 2, I'm completely fine with. I mean, that's a fine trade. It didn't have much of a win, but it was an okay trade. So there was mistake number 1. And then mistake number 2 was taking the short and allowing it to take me to a full stop. I'm okay with the short. The setup was not the best setup, but it was there. We did retest that level. So the mistake there was not getting out. And had I gotten out of that trade down here, I would have had, instead of a $200 loss, maybe a $100 loss, and we would be looking at a $220 red day per account. So that saves $600. So that's allowing this to just completely go up there and kill and take me out for a full loss was a big whoopsie. And I need to do better at that. And it's something I've struggled with from time to time and just haven't struggled with it recently. I haven't had many losses recently, honestly. So, you'll have that. But yeah, accept a loss, get out and look for a better win or a better trade. That's definitely what I need to do. Or in this case, what I probably should have done is just get out, stay out. The other thing I noticed after I was in this trade, I do this a lot. I'm in a trade, I'll look at the big picture, the bigger time frame, and just kind of see what I'm seeing. And, where do I want to set my targets? I typically go here and then I'll set like a profit target. Like if I'm in long, I want to make sure that I'm out right here around the 290s. And as I was in this trade, I realized, man, we're right down to this level. These previous wicks from back here in the middle of July. And, we're in some area there's some reactions there. If you look at this, there were several reactions right there around the 124s. And so had I had a level there, the 124s, let me go to today on right here is at the 124s, ironically, right there. So had I put that level there, or had I looked at that in a little bit more detail before taking this trade, I may not have gotten short. And let me just draw this. If I put that on the charts, let's just go over here and let's just draw that at the 124s. And this is just how I do my charting. So let's make sure I got it at the right spot. So getting right to those areas of interest. You've got several reactions right at that level. Now, let's go to today and see where that's at. Isn't that funny? What does it tell you? It tells you that instead of taking the short there, what I should have done is, as this started to push higher, I should have taken it long. Obviously, this morning's session was ugly. This morning's session was extremely choppy, extremely up, down chop, and very, very hard time to kind of settle down and pick a direction. And because I was in that trading within that chop zone is really what kind of undid my mental capacity. Just didn't see that. So there's a couple lessons to take away. Again, it's having a red day is having a red day. I just really want to focus on what am I doing wrong and where were my mistakes on these red days so that I can learn from it going into the next day. So what's the plan for tomorrow? The plan for tomorrow is to keep my size pretty small and make sure I get a winning trade. That's going to be very, very important to me tomorrow, is to bounce back from this red day that we had today and make sure that I put some green on the chart. So if it's a small green day, it's a small green day. But what I don't want to do is jump in with a lot of size like I did on that first trade this morning with 6 contracts and, get another stop out. So again, just trading my plan. That's what I have to do. I just made some mistakes this morning and that's going to happen. So anyway, I'll leave you with that. I'll quit rambling. But again, thanks for following along. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for using code BCT. Don't forget that Take Profit Trader sale is ending at the end of this week. I'm not sure if they're ending it tomorrow or Thursday, or if it's going to go all the way through Friday. It seems like they're going to run it through Friday. I think my banner says tomorrow possibly, because when they rolled it out, they said 1 week. But I think they may have it running through the end of this week. So what in any case, don't forget to use or to take advantage of that discount or that sale if you do use Take Profit Trader. And if you use my code, thank you. I appreciate you supporting the channel. So again, code BCT gets the best deal with Apex, Take Profit Trader, and TradeZilla. And again, just thanks for following along. Even if you don't use my code, you use someone else's code. Thanks for following along on my channel. Appreciate that. Have a great night. Have a good trading day tomorrow. And hopefully we can be green again tomorrow. Take care and so long.